because I saw this thread on Twitter where people were talking about what is the worst MMA take / prediction you've ever had, and it was, we could talk about multiple. And so I saw that thing on Twitter, and there were some really fucking bad ones, but I thought that we could potentially top them with some of our worst takes or predictions that we've had over our years of been watching MMA. Because I know I've been watching for like 6 years. Angel, I think you've been watching for 4, I think.
Something like that. I know it's less than you. It was the Connor and Aldo year. I know that for a
So
fact.
that was December of 2015.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm right about yeah.
So I mean, I don't care which one of us starts because I have some off the top of my head of just absolutely terrible at takes I have.
I'm sure I have many. There's one that we both have that I know we can relate to. I don't know if you were. I mean, I don't even remember what our take was back then on what was going to happen. Actually, this was prior to the podcast. Actually, the one I'm going to bring up
Okay, well, go ahead and
now.
bring it up because I want to see if I remember what my take
It
was.
it's the CM Punk
Oh
Mickey
my
Gall
god,
where we thought, well, we didn't think we had more hope for CM Punk. Let's put it like that clearly.
dude! I remember because it's funny because that was actually the one off the top of my head. But the second I saw that thread, I'm like, dude. I remember whenever UFC Fantasy was a thing, which still makes me really upset that UFC.com took away UFC Fantasy. ESPN's doing it now, so we have that. But it's like a thing where it's like a new league every single week, which kind of sucks. Which actually, I can check if they had to see UFC 249. But anyways, yeah, I remember for UFC Fantasy, we'd sit down like at school in high school, and we'd go ahead and look at the fights that were happening, and we'd predict them. Um, and I remember I put CM Punk submission round 1. I was fucking I didn't even know if he was gonna win, but I had so much hope that he would actually win. And like I just, by the way, actually UFC 249 Fantasy is live. So something I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a group for the Courtside Soundoff podcast, and I'm gonna send out a link later today if you guys want to join. And up until May 9th, we can make picks. I know last time we did that, but there's only like a day notice. So I think we only had 7 people. But regardless, I remember making that CM Punk prediction, and like I wasn't even sure if he was gonna win because I didn't know much about Mickey Gall at that point. I knew he was training out of Gracie Gym. I knew he had lots of jiu-jitsu talent, and I watched his fight against Mike Jackson. And Mike Jackson, I know, is he's a really, really good boxing guy, really good kickboxing guy, but I didn't know much about his ground game. So I saw that Punk fight. I knew he was training with the Gracies, and I think it was Henzo who predicted a first-round submission for him. Like, well, fuck, Henzo Gracie knows more than I do, so I predicted first-round submission for CM Punk. Probably the worst MMA take I've ever had, but I have some more if we want to keep on going.
I mean, literally, and then this is just one that I can just throw out there quickly. Literally any time I probably pick Mike Perry to win.
I mean, okay, well, you predicted. I remember the one that you were correct in predicting was him against Cowboy Oliveira.
Which is crazy because where Cowboy Oliveira is now after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he went on the downswing, but Cowboy Oliveira at that point, he was a ranked guy. I think that was one of Mike Perry's only ranked wins because he was a bad motherfucker. Because like I remember he fought, he had a really close fight. It was really close. I say really close. He like dominated Gunnar Nelson in round 1, came back to lose round 2, and got submitted. But before that, he was like on a tear. The Cowboy Oliveira is a bad motherfucker, man.
Oh yeah.
Off the top of my head, other bad picks that I've had, well, a good pick that I had was I went ahead and
Might as well throw a good one in there.
A good one that I had, I thought Mike Bisping was going to beat Luke Rockhold, but that was more of just hope than anything. I had no real reason to think that. I could find, you know what, I had one in my head before we actually started talking, and now it's gone, and like I'm really pissed off. Oh yeah,
Heartbreaking.
I thought that Eddie Alvarez was gonna wrestle fuck Conor McGregor. I thought that was gonna happen. Like I'm pretty sure like I remember we watched it, and I might have said that like Conor's gonna stop him around 2, but in the back of my head, like come fight day, I was like, dude, Eddie, he's a former collegiate wrestler. He's just gonna wrestle fuck him the entire time. Like I was like, there's no way he's just gonna put him on the cage and he's gonna be able to do nothing.
Oh yeah,
That was probably one of my worst ones.
dude. Oh man, another one. Saying that Yoel Romero versus Israel Adesanya was gonna be an amazing fight. Fight of the year, fight of the decade, fight of the century. You know, ended up not being not even a decent fight, I'd say.
Okay, so I went ahead and I found an old thread from Reddit, because I've had a Reddit account for such a long time, and I have a bunch of they have like bold prediction threads for the year. Um, a couple of mine just off the top of my posts on Reddit. Connor fights and loses and retires in 2019 did not happen. John Jones fights Anthony Smith in 2019 was right, gets rocked, does not happen. DJ retires in 2019 after winning some fights and won. CM Punk beats some can on a Fight Pass promotion. And then a couple of other ones that I remember back from history. I predicted that. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I thought Ronda Rousey was going to beat Amanda Nunes. Yeah,
Boy, little do we
yeah.
know now.
Well, in all fairness, her coming back, I remember she looked in shape, she looked ripped. They're putting out hype videos, and like there
It was
was. Do you remember that? Because there
almost
was
as good as
so
the
much
promo they
hype.
just released. Oh no, it was a big deal. I remember it. I mean, we talked about it. I mean, we were like, shit. Oh, I'm not gonna say that, but you know, there was some backing for Ronda. There was faith in Ronda up to that point.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna win. I thought because like, listen, I've seen a lot of Nunez's fights. I was like, you know what? I think she's probably gonna dart in. Ronda's gonna get a hold of her, judo throw her down, and probably just submit her because her grappling is better than Nunez. Little did I know, she would not get the chance. She got rocked by the first, not the first punch Nunez threw, but like the fourth punch she threw. I remember that card distinctly. Because we were at Sopro. I remember that, and I remember watching the Cruz Garbrandt fight right before it and being super into it. And then Nunez Rousey was just such a disappointment. My other worst prediction off the top of my head, and it's one that I was actually it was the one I was thinking about earlier that I couldn't remember. I thought that Mickey Gall was going to end up being just this amazing fighter in the UFC. I really did. He came in, he was like 23. He beat up Punk, he beat up Jackson, he beat up Sage. And I was like, you know what, this dude, he has so much potential. He has amazing grappling. And since then, I don't even know what the fuck he's doing. I have no idea what Mickey Gall's doing. I know he won his last fight against Salim Torhi. Before that, he got mauled by Diego Sanchez. He's like 29 now, or 28. And like I was like, this guy's gonna develop. He's gonna be amazing. And since then, he hasn't done anything. I remember he was gonna fight Cowboy Oliveira in February, but then he pulled out, and no explanation was given, which made me think somebody popped. Not accusing anything, but whenever fights happen and somebody just pulls out for no reason, like literally no reason was given. They didn't even give like a family reason or anything. I thought maybe he popped, and with USADA's current rules of they don't say it, I thought maybe. But yeah, just off the top of my head, those are some of my really really bad predictions. One in the future that will happen, I'm like 99% sure. I am gonna predict Felicia Spencer to beat an Amanda Nunes, just so you guys know, in a month's time. I'm dead ass. I'm straight up, dude. I think she
love
matches
it.
up really, really well. Like as somebody who's watched all of her fights, been live for some of her fights.
That quote's not familiar.
I listen, dude. Listen. Hear me out here, okay? That's gonna happen next month. All right. Nunes hasn't been able to prepare that much. That's why she put it off a month. Felicia Spencer is going to be bigger than her. Her grappling is amazing. She's a great gas tank. And if you watch that Cyborg fight, she has no problem getting her ass kicked for 3 rounds.
Oh boy.
And Nunes only has 2 good rounds of gas, bro. If you watch that Jermaine Durandamy fight, Jermaine Durandamy, like submission-wise, wrestling-wise, is one of the worst women like at bantamweight when it comes to that shit. Felicia Spencer is going to be bigger than her, has a better gas tank, and has like 3 times the grappling that Jermaine Durandamy does, or Jermaine almost submitted her twice. That's all I'm gonna say about that one, bro. And listen, if she gets knocked out in the first, then I'll be wrong. But I'm saying Felicia's gonna win a month from now.